2 years ago, many across the Gem City questioned whether or not the Quincy Grand Prix would ever make its return. And after taking a hiatus, the Grand Prix made a comeback this Saturday, with folks excited for this weekend's kickoff. The two-day event features a dynamic circuit specifically designed for kart racing. KHQA checked in on the preparation last night for the big event and continue in our coverage this evening. Now tonight, KHQA's Zach Richardson tells us more about local female drivers who are paving the way for the future of racing. Only about 10% of motorsports is made up of women, but there are 2 women right here in Quincy changing the game.
Female racers are few and far between in the karting world, but 2 drivers from right here in the Gem City are paving the way for younger girls chasing their dreams.
It means everything. I mean, that's probably 80% of the reason that I decided to race. You know, that last year that I raced here just was a very good year, had a couple bad wrecks, and just kind of scared me into almost not racing. But then I thought about, you know, the little girls that have always looked up to me and looked up to female drivers, and I wanted to be there for them.
Avery Scott has become a fan favorite at the Quincy Grand Prix. Her brother Riley says when young girls see the pink and green flying down the track, they know exactly who it is.
She's got quite the fan base. I mean, she sees some little girls that come up to her and she's going to make their day. Like, she's just such a outgoing person. She'll make anybody your friend. So it's cool to just see that all the community that comes out here and knows her and us is pretty awesome.
Avery isn't the only female paving the way for the youngsters. Olivia Hoffman has been racing for 4 years now and says at many events she is only one of few females behind the wheel. But she knows just how big of an impact she is making.
A lot of times girls get underestimated, and it ends up going great for the kids because they're like, oh my gosh, it's a girl, and it just makes your day. Like, you just want to drive for them, you want to do it for the kids, because in the end of the day, I always tell myself there's somewhere out in the crowd, there's a kid looking at you wanting to be you, so give them the best show you can. Racing
has become a way of life for both Avery and Olivia, not just for the wins and the trophies, but to be an example to the younger girls in the crowd that they too can do anything they set their minds to.
It's crazy to me that more people are like, hey, I can do this, she can do this, then I can do this. And that's my main goal with it, is if I can do it, she can too. You know, you do see female racers at local tracks and, you know, some smaller places. But I want to be able to represent all female drivers and give kids that thought of, hey, maybe I can do that one day.
And their impact was felt on Saturday at the Grand Prix, with young girls around the track cheering loud and proud whenever they saw their 2 favorite racers. In studio, I'm Zach Richardson.
Thanks, Zach. Now be sure to stick around later in the show for more Grand Prix coverage as we share how important the race is to one local family.
I love it. I love being able to do it with, you know, my brother and my dad, and of course the rest of my family comes and supports us. I just, you know, love being here. It gets a little nerve-wracking sometimes, but I definitely love it.
When it comes to kart racing, the Scotts are a household name. It is a name you hear often when discussing the Quincy Grand Prix. Father and promoter of the Grand Prix, Jeff Scott, has been racing for many years, including countless races right here in South Park. The apples didn't fall far from the tree as his daughter Avery and son Riley followed right in his footsteps and found a love for racing. Avery and Riley went from watching their dad race at the Grand Prix to now enjoying this unique event out on the track with him.
It's truly special because, I mean, we race all year round and we get, you know, plenty of track time. And to be able to go out there with my sister and my dad is pretty cool.
It's definitely special. My kids have been doing this event now. This is their 5th year. And to be able to race with my kids in a couple of classes, it's just something that most people never get a chance to do. So it's special, for sure.
As Jeff, Avery, and Riley continue to add to their race numbers, the stories and memories created do the same.
Yeah, I mean, we can recall stuff from when I started. Like, that's kind of the talk around the house, is we just talk about, you know, all the fun stuff and all the bad stuff. And I give my sister a little pep talk every time we go to a race and just try to get her, you know, on the podium or even a win.
But let's make one thing clear. When it's all said and done, this is a family who loves to compete, no matter what it is, especially siblings Riley and Avery.
As my kids grew up, we were competitive. It didn't matter if we were playing, you know, checkers. And that comes to mind because we were playing checkers once, and it took an hour to play a checkers game because neither one of them wanted to call it a draw. So very competitive family, and it's just great.
And for this brother and sister duo, that doesn't change when they hit the track. Yes, they always try to help each other succeed when they are on the track together, but when it comes down to the wire, each of them are looking for some family bragging rights.
No matter what we do, we're competitive, you know, who can outdo who, but yeah, this is a whole another level. Like, obviously, my sister wants to come out here and beat me every race, but I'm going to try to hold my own and see if I can keep her behind me.
It's pretty much all down to the last lap. We try to help each other and push each other up until that last lap. It's a very, drafty track, so you want to work together more than anything. But once that last lap hit, it's pretty much anybody for themselves.
And as much as Jeff loves to see his kids battling on the track, the dad in him just wants to see them come out of each race safe and healthy.
We wish them all safety because it can be, it's a very dangerous course. So making sure they come around every lap as a dad, that's important. But also making sure that we're fast. We want to win just as much as everybody else.
As the competition ramps up on Championship Sunday, it is safe to say they all have the same goal.
We obviously all want to win it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I personally would like to stay on the track and be able to finish the race this year, but I also really do want to win it, but it takes a lot.